Fortune favors the bold.
Welcome to the Machine Room podcast. We're here, we're live. Thanks for coming. And of course, with me as always is Hammer of Venus. I always gotta check which side I gotta right here. There you go. Right there. I gotta look towards my wall over here.
Do.
No, I mean, we're in the same room. Of course, we're in the same room.
Of
course. This is all
My
one.
side of the room is dimly lit.
Yes, this is all the machine room. We're all in the same room. Let me raise you up a little bit so you can be good. All right, so, yeah, it's another week. Things get crazier, but we're still hanging in there. Hammer of Venus over here munching on
Fortune cookie.
a fortune cookie, and you had some sushi, and I'm totes jelly. You know what was the last time I had sushi? The last time I had sushi, the world was normal.
That's forever ago. That's way too long.
Yeah, it was, and we were planning. It was even longer than that, but maybe towards sometime of the end of last year, and then we were planning to go to this sushi rotary place over here. We found out, right? Man, we so wanted to do it, but we didn't. Instead, I took her to all you could eat sushi place. Now that
I don't know about that. That sounds like where you're gonna get some weird booty hole disease.
no, I mean, I say that, and then you're thinking like it's just out there, but no, it's not out there. It's not out there set up. Like you go and they have this big list. You could get whatever kind of dishes or whatever shit like that, or you could do the all you can eat thing. You mark down everything you have, and it's all for like it was 20. Now it's a little bit more, but it's all for that. And then
nice.
they take it, and you see them right there making it. So they make it in front of your face.
Okay.
Then they bring it to you, and then you eat. Now here's the catch: you have to eat it all. Because whatever you have left over, they'll charge you for that to take. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. That's gnarly.
It's good shit.
Subject change. I do want to give a shout out to StackUp. StackUp.org. They gave us this awesome sticker. I don't know if it's supposed to be a T-Rex or a raptor.
I'll go with a T-Rex.
T-Rex, yeah. T-Rex is cooler.
It is.
This little baby arms. Yes.
Let's all agree that we didn't know what a velociraptor was until Jurassic Park.
I agree with that.
Seriously, I didn't know what that was, and then I was like, that's cool. Also, scary as hell.
Yes. It's like a leathery emu.
You said leathery.
Leathery. Because it's not like feathered. Well, they are, but...
My whole image of a velociraptor changed now. I'm just picturing like pure leather. And now I'm thinking about even sadder things, like if dinosaurs were still around, they will be hunted to make leather. Like,
or something.
Instead of like, these shoes are pure gator. No, they're like, these shoes are pure velociraptor, baby.
Of course. You gotta get them the matching T-Rex handbag.
Oh shit. Hell yeah.
I sneezed.
Did you just sneeze?
I sneezed. Fuck COVID-19.
Then bless you.
Thank you.
All the blessings.
I didn't cover my mouth or anything.
No.
Just let the germs fly.
News on that. In my workplace, they had a case. So
no shit.
yeah, so now, they got real about it and they're actually handing out masks and fucking they actually started handing out masks finally. Gloves they've been handing out kind of. They're getting
Nice.
all the disinfectant kind of stuff, and they finally agreed to clean up the break room that was a pigsty for like ever.
Oh, there you go.
So it
I don't
sucks.
work there, but even I know the break room is shitty.
It's very shitty, man. So poorly maintained. But shit had to hit the fan for them to fucking actually give a shit.
That's what happens.
So bad. So now I work even more cautiously, and just do the time I have to do. Like I said, my schedule is real short. So I mean, they were asking like, "Hey, you want to stay and help this?" And I'm like, "Nope, get the fuck out of there. You need to stay home." I thought about like just like taking some like couple of days off. I mean, since we got that stimulus,
Yes, I got that Trump money.
woo, he's still not getting my vote, but
No,
thank you for that.
I'm sure it was somebody else's idea, and then he just like co-signed it and then said it was his.
Yeah. I have this great idea. It's wonderful. It's glorious. Magnificent. I'm going to give everybody money. It's going to be wonderful. We're a great country. But I'm going to stop other stuff in the process.
I love how you did his mouth. That's so funny.
You got to. And he talks like this.
With his hands.
He's always measuring the size of his dick. Like, I wish it was this big, but it's actually this small.
Good man.
That's how you got to do it. So, another day, another dollar, but we here, we chilling. You and I tried to get our Wolfenstein on yesterday, and
Oh my God, we couldn't figure out anything. And I was like, I had taken some melatonin. So it was like a ticking time bomb that I was going to have to pass out anyway, because that shit makes me so sleepy.
Mm-hmm.
And we're just like running around in circles, and my head's doing this. I'm like, I'm so sleepy. Why are we fighting dogs?
Uh, yeah, it was. I got the hang of it. I heard it is a short game, so I guess if we just kept doing like the main mission, which is what I started focusing on, then
Yeah,
I guess
sure.
it's like that. But there's a lot of going back and forth, and they throw a lot of other shit at you just so it could extend the fucking game, I guess. But
Yeah.
those exploding doggies were no joke. It was
Oh,
hard and
dude.
irritating.
Whoever thought of that needs their ass beat.
Them Nazis.
Because every time I'm like, oh, look, it's a cute little.
That's how they get you. I like how you
Um,
still say that even though the dog's coming at you barking
yeah.
furiously. Oh look,
I'm
it's a
like,
cute little
oh,
doggy.
hi. Good shit.
Game over.
I wanted to say um, how bad it is at my work. They have us like funneled in. We all have to come in the same entrance now, and we have to wait in line. And they have this list of questions that they like the same list they give you like the airport and shit. Like, have you traveled out of the city or out of the state or country? Have you had a high fever? Have you been around people with COVID? And then they take your temperature. So it's like fucking I am legend at my work just to
With
get
the
in the fucking door.
with the gun, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
fucking put it in your. Yeah,
that's what we have to go through now. They
yep.
just point that shit in our forehead and just and I'm like, what the fuck? Your
I'm
case
like,
though, your case sound like they're trying to find a replicant.
it does. It's the void comp test. It's like, okay, you're in the desert. Why would I be in the desert? There's a turtle. Turtle.
She's one of them.
I could pass the void comp test.
It's It's getting like that every day. It's just more like there's times I just think it's like, man, shit's changed drastically in a month. You know what I'm
I
saying?
think it's funny that, I work in retail and people are walking around with masks or like bandanas around their face and we're not getting robbed. I find it hilarious. This one guy
Right?
walked up to me like that. He had a mask on and sunglasses. He goes, "Yeah, I'm wearing it and I'm not robbing the store." That's right. And he walked off. Like, I love that guy.
Right? How are you supposed to rob a place now?
Yeah. Do you like full Ugly Bob from Terrence and Phillip and just put a bag over your head?
I think at this point you just go in there and just don't wear a mask and gloves and just be like, all right, give me the money. I start fucking coughing and sneezing in this motherfucker. Oh my god! Oh my god!
And he's cool.
Sir, sir, will you cough the other way, sir?
If you really want to gross somebody out, just cut your hand and then like Spider-Man fling blood at them. Just
Oh my god!
like, I'm
No,
infected. I have AIDS and COVID. Fight me.
that's just nasty. That's just nasty.
But I
Speaking of, you brought up Spider Man. It's been very trendy lately on Twitter.
really.
People ranking their top to
Oh, I saw
least
that.
and mentioning who was the best Spider Man and blah blah blah.
I like Andrew Garfield.
Right?
I loved him because he was good at both. He was a great Peter Parker. He was a great Spider-Man, and he knew how to differentiate the two. So many people are just like Tobey Maguire was just Tobey Maguire the whole time.
He was. He was
But Andrew
totes Toby.
Garfield had that kind of duality.
Like I saw a clip and I retweeted it of when it was the Amazing Spider-Man, the first one, and he was in the back
Yeah.
seat, and the way he acted to that guy and he fucked with him and all that shit. I was like, that's Spider-Man right there. That like
Yeah.
he literally killed it as the character, and he was really good at that. And it's not is he is not the problem with that movie or anything like that. That guy was a shit, and he should not be like shut down because he was involved in those. Like he should be praised for doing like the best job with it.
Yeah. Especially with everything else that was going on, especially with the second one and all the problems that people have with that movie. Like, I understand shit with Electro got weird, but he was still a great Spider-Man
He was.
and Peter Parker.
Yeah, he was. He totally was. And nothing against the new one. Tom Holland is killing it as well.
No,
But
he's awesome.
yeah,
But I would put them as like different universes.
exactly. That was
So that way you can have both.
everybody always. Everybody's list though. A number one is Into the Spider Verse.
I still haven't seen that. I need to watch it.
You have to see Into the Spider Verse.
No,
What? Isn't that on our library?
it is. I need to watch it. There's a couple things on there that I have not watched yet.
Yeah, that's for me
There's
too.
also a movie with Peter Dinklage on there that I haven't watched and I got for free.
Yeah, me too. I did though recently jumped onto the craze and watched The Tiger King. Have you?
I watched it back to back.
It's addicting, isn't it?
But it's like, oh my God, I just want to know like what stupid shit he's gonna get into next. And so you just keep fucking watching. Oh my God.
I couldn't stop, and then I was like, okay, I see why this was so crazy. It's addicting, and you were like, but the fact that all this is actual, like, it was true. It's such a compelling and crazy fucking story.
So great. And they even said something like in the beginning, like, yes, this is a true story. Because it's so fucking insane. Like, I love like true crime kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what was the dude that the guys in Wisconsin, that whole thing with him and his cousin, his nephew or whatever, all that kind of stuff. Anyways,
Yes.
but so I thought it was gonna be like that, and it was like watching a rodeo where everybody's on meth or something. It was fucking insane.
I mean, it's kind of accurate.
Yeah,
I think everybody was kind of a little bit on meth at one point.
yeah, especially his ex-husband.
Dude, it was like, I mean, fuck it, man. Like, if you haven't seen Tiger King, if you haven't seen the Tiger King, then I suggest that you just don't continue listening and go watch it and then come into the conversation. And I'm gonna continue now. But this
Spoiler.
guy, what was with these? Okay, every single one of them were pieces of shits, and
Yes.
they were all very manipulative. Freaking Joe Exotic had these guys as husbands, and they weren't even gay.
No.
That was what? Like, that was crazy that he could do. And then that other guy, Doc Antle, had all these fucking wives.
Oh my God.
The other
Gorgeous
guy,
wife.
the Joe whatever, he got that wife, and then they both got a hot nanny, and it's just like, what's going on with these people?
It's insane. It's one of those things, and Oklahoma's not far from here. New Mexico and Oklahoma touch. So it was like all of this shit is going on just over there. Like, what are y'all doing? Why are
Around
you
the
doing this
corner.
weird shit?
And let's get to the question, the big question. Did Carol Baskin do it?
Of course she did it. Look at her face. She like the whole thing with the van, like that was such a shitty ploy to try to like get people to think that he left on a plane. It's like why
Mm-hmm.
would he leave his keys in the car? If
Mm-hmm.
he was gonna leave, he was like I don't know.
Yup.
Yeah, I think she killed that dude. She everything that she had was based off of the money from that guy.
She's she is the super. If there was any a super, if there was a super villain in there, she was the super villain. And even if she
Yes.
made herself seem like a hero, she wasn't. Like off the bat, I was cracking up because she's like, I want to free the tigers and they're mismanaged over there and blah blah blah. Yeah, sure. Joe Exotic was like fucking killing them and stuff like that. I'm sure she probably does some dirty shit too, but her cages and whatnot seem worse
Oh my God, they look
than
like shit.
Joe's. Yeah, that you weren't. I don't see you freeing these. I see you containing them and creating a fucking empire as well.
She was such a fucking hypocrite because like everything that she complained that Joe did, she did it too.
Yeah,
So she's a fucking hypocrite and a liar. So how could you respect somebody like that?
the documentary
And
is
then
really.
like
Sorry, go ahead.
the lawsuits that she put against Joe Exotic, like millions of dollars and actually wanting him to pay up on it. I'm like, that was so shitty. Like I understand that he did some fucky stuff and talked a lot of shit, but he never touched her. He never, like
No,
did anything to like um what am I trying to say? Like
he just talked a lot
physically
of
like
shit.
physical contact. Yeah, he just
Yeah.
talked a lot of shit. And that doesn't like she could easily have toned that out just by not listening or watching his stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It wouldn't have affected her in the least. And but all those lawsuits she did and then wanting to collect all his stuff and they basically ruined his life.
Yeah, that's something I was telling others that this is really a story of a guy who was pure because they did at the end show videos of him like, yeah, the tigers, we gotta free them, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But he pretty much went like, your typical downhill spiral, you become the villain kind of thing where fame and money just turned him, and then you have this one person who was just literally attacking his life and just
Yeah.
made him even go deeper and deeper into a dark abyss. He just got into the world
Yeah.
of tigers and got fucked up.
Yeah. And I'd always heard stuff about, there's more tigers in captivity than there are in the wild. I've heard that so many times.
Mm-hmm.
But to see it and to see the people that were involved and they all know each other and they all fuck each other over, it was insane to see that kind of this world that you don't really think of.
It was on some, and I know you probably never. I mean, you never seen Game of Thrones, but it was on some like Game of Thrones level where you got these different
Yeah.
kingdoms, and they're just all trying to like take market on this one fucking shit. It was it was intense, and I want more. Is that fucked up? Like
No, I so want to know what happens next.
I want.
Just like the Making the Murder. Like I was so addicted to Making the Murder and um what was the other one about the girl that her mom made her stay in a wheelchair and all that shit. Like I couldn't get enough of that crap.
Oh, I don't know. I haven't seen those. Quick shout out to Danny. Danny, thanks for coming into the stream, boy. Woo! I don't know. I haven't seen those, but this doc really got me into like I want to see more shit like this. Like
Yeah.
sometimes a documentary is really good, especially really well made. Like this one was the focus. The focus was on Joe Exotic, but it didn't go and make him like, oh, he's a hero or anything like that. Like this documentary literally pointed out everybody's fault and that in
Yeah.
general, this whole world is just fucking a mess and they're all shits.
It was like, you know, as truthful as they could possibly be,
Mm-hmm.
and like warts and all, like this is him, like him or not. And that's what I liked about it. They weren't trying to make him the good guy or the bad guy. They were just like, this shit happens and these people fucked them over and so's fucking this person and this dude killed himself and it's fucking insane.
Oh shit, the dude killing himself. That's right. I forgot about that. Every time someone mentions it, it's like, damn, that did happen. And the fact that you see a footage of the reaction,
Oh,
it's,
that was the worst.
it's wild. That guy said that he still needs therapy for that.
I bet that was like I was trying to think about like what would that be like, and because he said that he was just joking around, and he used to joke around and like aim guns at him and stuff like that, and then so that made me think like, did he mean to kill himself or was it an accident?
Have you seen the 8th episode they just released? It's just like a look back.
No, I
Yeah,
haven't seen. I just saw the end.
yeah, they released something. It's hosted by Joe McHale, and they interview people from the documentary, and it's kind of like a like a aftermath look back and asking them questions about that shit about the documentary and the response and all that. He talked to that kid, and he asked him that question like, do you think he did it? Like, did he mean to do it? And he told us like, I really think he didn't mean to do it. He was just talking about, hey, did you know that this thing doesn't shoot without a clip in the thing put in his head, and that his reaction after he hit it, that you could tell from his eyes that he looked shocked.
Yeah,
That the guy looked shocked himself after he did it, and that's fucked up. And personally, I also like, I don't know it personally, but someone in my family actually did that. You know, when I was
oh real.
yeah, like when I was a kid, preteen, somewhere around there. One of my cousins was with my other cousin, so they're brothers or whatever, and he had a gun, and he was like, "Hey, you want to see something? Check this out." And he put it into his mouth, and he shot himself in front of his brother. So
Oh my
imagine,
God.
yeah, imagine that. Like he has to live with that his whole life. The question is whether, rather, I mean, did he mean to do that, or was he just playing around? We don't know. But
Right.
I know from experience someone who actually went through that, someone in the family who was the same kind of situation. Look, and then that person has to live with that image for the rest of their lives.
That's fucked up.
Very.
I mean, what do you even do with, I've, people that know me know my brother and my best friend both killed themselves. And luckily, it wasn't anything like that, or
Mm-hmm.
I was there, but still, you have to live with that. Like, did they mean to, or was it an accident? And it just follows you the rest of your life.
It is because and then now this is going to the case of now this is going to just a conversation about suicide, but what does it take for someone to do that, and do they intentionally mean to do it, or are they
Yeah.
just like trying things and just seeing, or is it all just accidents? Like, you don't know, and you never know and stuff like that, and that's why we gotta be there for people, make sure nothing,
Yeah.
they don't even get to that, even that urge of doing anything.
Yeah, don't even joke around about stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I don't mean to say that in a way of like word police. I'm not going to word police anybody, but you never know who is serious about it. So, it's not a joking matter.
Not, and I know people who say it and I believe them, so I really
Yeah.
try hard to make them not do anything stupid.
Yeah. And um after all that happened with my brother, I remember this lady, like a nurse or something, she was saying that people that have tried it and survived, some of them, the way they talk about it, it was like they're possessed. Like something just came over them so strong that made them do something so out of the normal.
Mm-hmm.
And it's hard to like put your finger on one thing and say what it is, but it's like a phenomenon or something that happens to people because you're not in your right mind in this kind of situations.
Mm-hmm. It just, the mind is a scary thing. It's a beautiful and yet scary thing.
For sure.
You don't know. So be there for one another.
Yeah, have your people's back.
Mm-hmm.
Always check on your strong friends because sometimes they're fighting an internal battle that they're not talking about.
No, it's true. You don't know. You don't know what we're going through. What up, Phantom Knight? Welcome to the party. I'm sorry, it's like really deep and serious right now, but that's the machine room, and that's how our parties go. But we just, the conversation just got to this from Tiger King, and we care about you guys, and we care about everybody. And right now, especially, like, I would think that there will be a lot of freaking like crazy depression, people going through crazy depression and anxieties and whatnot, and to really, really have to be there for them, because it is kind of, for this, really got to trigger a lot of people. So we got to make sure we're there for each other and let them know that it's going to be all right.
Yep, exactly.
It's going to be all right. Can you hear it? Can you feel it? I don't know if that's how the words go, but if you do, you know what I'm talking about.
Sure. For sure.
But yeah, Tiger King,
Watch
good
it.
shit. Good shit. I already see right here Danny saying that he should watch it, and yes, you should watch it. Trust me, you watch one episode, you'll be like, keep it coming.
You're so hooked. There
So,
was another good one. Okay, I won't say if it's good or bad, but there was one that I was very interested and intrigued to watch, and it's on Hulu. And it's the one about the guy that thinks his biological father is not the Son of Sam, the Zodiac Killer.
what?
So you go through this like true crime documentary like that, and it's like 4 or 5 episodes, and they're trying to figure out is his but he didn't know his biological father. I think he said he was yeah, I think he was adopted. So then later in life, he found his biological mother, and then she was telling him about who she was and his father, and then there's like this string of things like super coincidences about his biological father, and they like he thinks he has the same blood and he has the same handwriting and all this kind of shit. So it's really interesting to watch. I won't spoil it, but it ends fucky.
So is he or not?
Well, I could spoil it.
Shit. That's one person that was never found, right?
Yep. They have like suspects that they believe, but any of the suspects that they believe who was the Zodiac either died in prison or died in real life, like out of prison. So like either way, he's dead.
Gone.
So there's no way to prosecute dead people.
What is our fascination with serial killers?
That's a good question. That's the whole basis of Marilyn Manson, is that all the band members' names like that, like Marilyn Manson, was how people idolize serial killers the same way they do models or famous people. I don't know I think it's like, this is just speaking from personal experience, because like people know I'm a huge Dexter fan and he's a serial killer. But it's something intriguing because just like suicide, you want to know why people would do that. Why would they kill? The serial killers usually have a pattern, like they're all like brunettes or something like that, where they all match. And it's just intriguing, I think, because people that live in the normal world would never do that. And I
Mm-hmm.
think they just know why they did it.
But should we be idolizing them?
No,
We shouldn't. But
no.
it's just like, I guess part of us can take it like it is fiction, even though it's not fiction.
Yeah.
But it's just that you're right. The characters, like, you know, today they announced a new movie with Tom Hardy where it's about Capone, his last chapter of his life when he was
Oh,
just in
nice.
Florida and he had like dementia and all this stuff like before it was over for him. And I'm like, yes. And was it earlier this year or late last year? I think it was earlier this year. I heard a podcast and their special was just on Capone and like the whole story of him as a kid,
Mm-hmm.
him growing up, him, gaining power in Chicago and then his downfall. And it was just like the most intriguing stuff. Why is that intriguing? Why are we intrigued on these crazy, crazy characters who, in a way, become, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, like Greek stories kind of thing. What do you call those? Like mythological.
Like a Greek tragedy.
Yeah, yeah, stuff like that. Like all this shit. How we like Scarface, even though his life wasn't exactly the life to be living and all that shit. But we look up to that. And then you see like real characters like Al Capone. You're like, yeah, I want to be cool as Capone and shit like that. But do you really want to be cool as Capone?
There is a meme that I saw, and it was like Walter White and Scarface and Rick from Rick and Morty and somebody else, and it was like the people not to idolize that people idolize.
It's true. Yeah, Walter White is a good example too. Here you got a guy who's a good man or whatever, living a good life, got hit with
Yep.
this tragic news of cancer, and then started going down this path where he just ended up fucking everybody's life and his own and shit like that.
Yep.
But we
Everybody.
we idolized this character, how badass he was during that time period, but he was also a really fucking awful person.
Yeah. You would a good person wouldn't put their family through all that.
No, a good person wouldn't turn Jesse Pinkman into, like, that man went through a lot of shit, and that was all because of Walter White.
Yeah. If he had never had seen him that day, climbing out of that second story bedroom of
Mm-hmm.
that house, none of that shit would happen.
None of it. But those are good examples. And Danny points out how he's fascinated by mafia bosses and whatnot. Like me too, I'm fascinated by mafia. My most fascinating time periods around that time of Al Capone. Like what is it, the 20s, I think, right? As the
Yeah,
1920s and shit like that. Like the Godfather kind of stuff.
yeah,
When it's those times and mobsters and Chicago typewriters and all that stuff. Like I love movies like that. I love stories like that. The dressing, the shit. It's just very, very interesting and somehow beautiful, but it was really dark times. But I guess it's the same way like people glorify like gangsters. Like we shouldn't be glorifying
yeah,
gangsters, but it's just a
yeah.
thing.
Everybody does. Like anybody that likes hip hop and rap has the movie Scarface somewhere.
Yeah. Or Ric Flair now.
Or yeah, there you go.
Ric Flair is all over that motherfucker. At one point it was Trump.
Yep.
How does that hasn't aged well. But I guess that is just interesting. And then we go back to the Tiger King. Like these people are pieces of shit, but man, you are intrigued by them. You're intrigued by them crazy. Like they're all characters, and Joe Exotic is just like the character. Like this man is an actual person.
I had heard about him from that show Last Week Tonight on HBO.
Mm-hmm.
They did a whole episode on him when he was running for president. And that's how I knew about him. And that was like in 2009 or something like that, or maybe not that long ago. But
Uh huh.
I don't remember when he ran for president. Um, but I had never heard anything about him since then. And that was when all the shit hit the fan. Like that's when they're saying he wanted to get Carol Baskin murdered and all this shit was like during that same time period. I'm like, that's fucking crazy.
Carol Baskin, man. She make a motherfucker go crazy. That's why I say this is the year 2020. Blame everything on Carol Baskin.
Yes. And I've
That's it.
seen so many like good memes that end and blame it on Carol Baskin or Carol Baskin did it. Oh my God, they're my favorite thing right now. They're fucking hilarious. Like, who ate the last Pop Tart? Carol fucking Baskin.
Have you heard this one song that they keep like? It's big on TikTok, but it's basically a song Carol Baskin where I think they
Yeah.
just like take God damn it, that's not the wrong place. They take audio of this guy. There it is. Take audio of this guy saying it, and they just made it to the song. So let me see
Right.
if I could have this play and it could be heard. Hold on a minute.
Maybe.
Here we go.
If you, right.
Carol Baskin killed her husband, whacked him. Can't convince me that it didn't happen. Fed them to tigers, they snacking. What's happening? Carol Baskin.
That's my shit.
That's the best song ever.
That's my shit. It's so addicting and it's just all over TikTok and I can't get tired of it, man. I'm just like randomly in the day just sitting down chilling. I'm like, Carol Baskin killed her husband, whacked him.
Oh my God. That's so awesome. I love that people come up with shit like that. I'm like, just wait. That's why I had to watch that show. It was because so many people were talking about it, and there was already memes and
Mm-hmm.
all the Lisa Frank jokes and this and that. I was like, I have to watch this show now. I don't want to be the only one that hasn't seen it.
Yeah, right?
But
Like I paid no mind and everybody was talking about it. I was like, wow. And that's like day one when the quarantine started. Like everybody just jumped on this fucking Tiger King.
yeah,
I had my own little thing. I was doing my binge on The Office. So once I got that out the way, I was like, fuck it. Let me see what this is all about.
Carol
And
Beth.
I was addicted, hooked. Like, just bring on the next fucking episode. I wanted to get it over with. I didn't want it to get it over with. That's the thing. I didn't want it to end.
I didn't either.
I don't want it to
I really
end.
didn't.
And I know a lot of people say like this guy should stay in jail, but I want more of this motherfucker and see what the hell else he gets himself into.
I do. I want it to be like a weekly thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
And that's awful, man. He's done some awful shit to these animals, but the character is so intriguing.
like the way that South Park can make an episode in 6 days, they should do that with Tiger King.
Oh, you know it's gonna happen already because this is a big thing. So if you see, I know you keep up with South Park. They do anything with this motherfucker, you let me know.
Oh, I cannot
I'ma
wait.
see
It's gotta
that.
be like the first episode of the next season. They better do something with Tiger King. I'm sure they're just getting bombarded with shit. Like, you have to do something about him.
Yeah, yeah. You see, I'm with Danny. Like, I never heard of this guy before. Not even when you said it. Like, I never heard. I remember that time period though, because I think that time period, like everybody and their mama was trying to run. Or was that the governor part? I think that was the governor part, right? When Schwarzenegger was running, then they had all these crazy celebrities, wild celebrities, and whatnot running too.
That
But
was
I never
that
heard
was
of him.
governors in California.
Yeah, that was
That
Cali.
was before that.
What up, Just Plain Dro? Welcome to the Machine Room Podcast. Right here, we talking about Carol Baskin. Killed her husband, whacked them. And the thing that's cool about the TikTok is that this is people dancing to that shit, dressed up like Joe Exotic. So,
Dude, that's gonna be the best Halloween costume this year.
wow, I didn't even think about that.
Fuck, there's gonna be blonde mullets everywhere.
I didn't even think about that.
You
This
know
guy
what's
had
fucked up?
this guy had his own songs.
I was just thinking the same thing, and they're not bad.
They're not,
Like,
though he doesn't
funny.
sing them.
He
I'm kind of let
sing.
down. I'm kind of let down. He doesn't actually sing them.
He doesn't?
No, that's what his former husband said.
Wow. Regardless, they're not bad songs.
No, they're not. He went all out, production, everything. Even had a really good, identical fucking Carol Baskin in his damn video.
She looked just like her. It's hilarious. Like, that looks just like that bitch.
That was creepy. That was very
awesome.
creepy. He pulled that shit off. They were weird people, man, but it was very, very interesting. And that's how it is. It's crazy during the time period where everybody's like, "Fuck," we all came together to talk about the Tiger King.
Yes.
Now this guy's popular behind bars.
I don't know how, like, people on Netflix make money. And maybe it's like how many views or something like that, but they've got to just be raining, like dripping in bitches right now.
Right? I think that's how it is. I think one is Netflix has to buy it off of them, and there's probably something in the contract about per view or something like that. If that was my case, that's how I would want it. Like, okay, you buy it from me, and I want some percentage off like views or whatnot.
Absolutely.
And going to that topic of streaming and whatnot, it looks like this is gonna have to be the route that they're gonna have to go now, because theaters are gonna be closed longer than expected. Some are just like talking, like AMC talking about like they're gonna have to shut down, period, because of this, and they're just pushing everything further. But we, like, okay, you could push it further along, but let's talk about this. Like some theaters, some production companies have tried the whole in theater on demand kind of shit.
Yeah.
Seeing how that works out. Disney has their own platform that they could have just exclusively on theirs for people to watch, And I know you can't capture. I don't know how people do it, but I can't capture anything off of Disney Plus. So
yeah, I can't even.
there's got to be ways for them to protect it, but I just feel like we're at a time period where right now we have to connect like this, like me and you are connecting. This is how a lot of
Right.
people are connecting, via cam and whatnot. So you want your product out there, you're gonna have to get it streamed. I mean, you want it
Yeah.
to be seen.
Some kind of digital.
Yeah.
And something they're doing, and it's funny. They're skipping movies going to theater and they're just going directly to streaming.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny because that used to be a bad thing. Like when movies like went straight to DVD or VHS, you're like, ooh, that movie's probably gonna suck.
Yeah, directly.
But yeah, and now it's switched and it's somehow a good thing because you're getting it right as it come, like that new Trolls movie went straight to streaming,
Mm-hmm.
and they're starting to do more movies like that, so it's really cool.
Disney's Onward, came out before the pandemic happened. Had
Yeah.
like maybe a week or two in theaters, got on demand, and already like a week or two after being on demand on Disney Plus.
Nice.
See that? Just do it, people. Look, I'm just saying this on a personal level because I don't want to wait longer for fucking movies, dog. Like I've been waiting my whole life, and you guys now are like, well, you're gonna have to wait until then. I'm like, man, fuck that, man. Just put it here and then drop something else later on if you want.
You remember when movies used to be in theater for like 1 to 2 years before
Yep.
they would ever have like even VHS? You were like,
Mm-hmm.
when is this? I want to watch this at my house. And it would go to like, it'd be at the expensive movies, and it'd be like the middle class movies, and it would go like to the cheap ass ghetto dollar movies. And you were like, just put it out on VHS or DVD. And it was like forever and a day.
Yep. And if it don't let it be a holiday movie because you don't get that Christmas
Oh,
movie until
shit.
next Christmas.
No,
That's how long it took. Just Plain Dro
it's,
brings a good ass point. Right now, drive-ins would be the shit in the market. They
oh, wow.
totally closed down the one here last year, which really upset
Really?
me because I wanted to take my girl over there. She'd never been to a drive-in, and I wanted to experience a drive-in again. They shut that down. I heard this another one, but probably like fuck, who knows where. That would have been like prime market right now. Everybody in their
Yeah,
cars, everybody's separated, and we're just watching a movie.
exactly.
Bring back the
I would,
drive-ins. Dro, me and you, we're gonna work on this. We're gonna build a drive-in in Chicago. Fuck it, let's do it. I always wanted to do an indoor drive-in. Get this right. Picture this right. You're coming in. You're parked in like a parking lot that has floors, right? Parked there,
yes.
and then you're inside still, so you don't have to worry
Yeah,
about the lights and whatever. And then in front of you got this big super fucking IMAX size fucking shit, and you're just watching it from whatever floor you're on.
that's amazing.
Look at that.
That's how smart. It'd have to be a big ass screen.
Stupid ass screen and far away too because
Yeah.
but it'll fucking work.
I stayed in a hotel in Colorado that was connected to a drive-in theater, and the hotel was part of it. So all the rooms faced the screen, so you could just go and open your curtains, and they
Hmm.
even had the boxes on the walls for the audio. So you could sit in your room, like on the bed, and watch the movie at the drive-in. It was so fucking cool.
That's
And
dope.
and to show how old I am, I even remember the movie that they were playing. It was Sister Act
One or two.
1.
Damn.
So that's how long ago that was.
I remember Sister Act had that one girl who was in the Beekman's World um TV show.
What?
Fuck, I forgot which one it was. It was the first. Beekman's World, right?
Yeah, I love that show.
So it was his first assistant, I believe, the one with the little bushy eyebrows.
The one that was in Waiting.
Was she in Waiting?
Yeah, she was the psycho chick.
I don't know. I didn't see Waiting,
Oh
but
my
she was a
god, it's
sister
so
act. I do remember that, and I do remember that his second assistant was the little BBW girl.
yeah.
But that first one, I eat it.
The chicken waiting, I don't remember which one she was. I know she was one of his assistants. She was the one that always got like this close to the camera.
Yeah. Damn it. Now this is
I
something I
just
gotta look up. Carol Baskin. Okay, let's see.
fucking Carol Baskin.
I gotta look up Waiting. I get Waiting to Excel.
You have to do the dots, the ellipsis.
All right, let's see. Let's see. Da-da-da-da-da. Da-da-da. Da-da. Anybody know what the fuck this chick's name was? I'm trying to go by pictures here. Wendy Malick? No, not that one. Oh,
She
I
was
remember
awesome.
Emmanuel
Me
Chiriki.
first.
Emmanuel Chiriki was like everywhere back then.
Yeah.
And now she's nowhere.
It happens.
You know, the thing is that I think she looks different now than she did then. So I wouldn't know. I'm guessing it's this chick, maybe? Yeah, I don't know.
The assistant's name changed throughout the show's run. For season 1, it was Josie, played by Alana Ubach.
Okay,
For
so it was
season
her that I was looking at.
3, it was Eliza Schneider. And for season 4, it was Phoebe, played by Santa Moses.
See, that's the thing.
Beekman
Like,
was
I'm looking
also
right at
assisted by
her.
a actor.
I'm looking right at her, and it doesn't look like her. Like, it doesn't look like that girl. She looks great, but it doesn't look like her. She's had some major changes over the years.
It happens. I'm looking them up so I can see who's who.
Nah, no way.
Alana Ubach, she's the one that was in waiting. So she was the first assistant. That's who I was thinking of.
She was Josie. Damn, he had 3 assistants: Josie, Lisa, and Phoebe. That's what you said, right?
Yeah.
Look at the pictures of Josie when she was a Beekman's World, and look at her now. It looks nothing like her.
I know. I saw that.
That's weird.
She got old.
That's
She's a Gen X
weird.
baby.
She was cute as hell there, and she looks good as hell now. Well, there you go. Alana Ubach, Machine Room Podcast Girl of the Night.
And Carol fucking Baskins.
Carol fucking Baskin. Killed her fucking husband.
I always wanted Beekman's jacket.
Right? I want Beekman somewhere so I could watch it all over again.
Yes. They used to have it on like Netflix, I think.
They did, but it was like just like some. Like it was like a collection of some, you know?
Yeah.
Like a best of or whatever, but I want like all. That's what I want.
The shows are great. We used to have smart, fun shows like that, like Bill Nye the Science Guy and Mr. Wizard and Reading Rainbow and Salute Your Shorts. That's totally different, but I just threw that in there.
But it all fits too. We had great shows, and
Yes.
Beekman's World and Bill Nye were like totally great freaking shows. And then when I did my Professor in Zane, it was 100% based off of Beekman and Bill's Nye.
No.
Bill Nye, like 100%, all that.
But Bruce Willis though?
Bruce Willis.
Liam Neeson?
Bill's Nice. Did you used to watch Bill's Nice, the Science Guys?
Mr. Wizards?
I miss Key and Peele. They were the shit.
Yes, I miss them so much.
They
Think
were
about
the
what Key and Peele would do with some COVID-19 bullshit.
Oh man, don't even get me started. I'm excited to see his version of the Candyman.
Eh,
I would like
I'm
to see
so like, I don't like remakes and reboots and all that shit, so I probably won't see it in theater. I'll wait.
it. I guarantee you won't see it in theaters.
No, we can't see shit in theaters.
I guarantee it. So don't worry. You'll watch it at the comfort of your own home
Yes,
when you're ready. Guarantee
okay.
that.
That was my plan to begin with.
So there you go. It all worked in your favor. In the end, it's all good.
COVID-19.
I remember there was rumor of Peel interested in making a live action Gargoyles movie, which was that was a topic back then. Like the show was their biggest shit, and then there was talks of a live action. Now with the new Disney Plus and this rise of fame once again for Gargoyles, and interact, and people showing it to their kids and whatnot, and I'm hoping that's the case. I would love to see a live action Gargoyles. Gargoyles is a great show, still stands great till this day, and to see it live action would be the best thing. Fulfill my childhood fucking dreams and give me live action Gargoyles.
Yes. Something I was excited about. You reminded me of the animated Batman series.
Mm-hmm.
There's now a comic for it now called like The Story Continues, something like that. And it's only in comic book, but it's like a continuation of Batman the Animated Series.
Nice. That's nice. That's
And
that's
that
done
same
a lot.
artwork. Mhm.
That's been done a lot. Like forever. That's been done a lot. Where a show will end, but they'll keep it going in comic. They did it for Buffy,
Yeah.
Angel, Smallville, Firefly,
The Pretender
The Pretend,
is
everything.
continued
Yeah,
on in books.
everything. They want to continue in the form, and the comic book form is a great form to continue. I'm looking at Dro saying that we need to bring Sweden movies. Yes.
Yes. I
Yes.
love those, especially the Matrix ones.
Yes. I saw a Sweden Power Ranger intro, and
Oh god.
I was cracking up. And what cracked me up was that the guy, he put like a black stocking over his face to do him as Zack, and I was like, that's fucked up.
Do what you gotta do.
Oh man, Sweden is great. Be Kind Rewind was a fucking fantastic movie.
Yes.
So clever. Look, Dro said the first issue came out last Wednesday or something. Go, hey, you got Comixology. That's a great way. You don't have to go to the comic book store anymore. You can just get Comixology. Bam, get your digital comics right there, which is kind of where I went. I went digital, except for the Power Ranger comics that I still collect physical.
Mm-hmm.
If I want to read anything, I just go digital now.
I collect graphic novels.
Mm-hmm.
So that's something that's like the only thing I get in print anymore, unless there's like a really cool run of a comic like what is it called? The Batman Metal whatever series.
Yeah.
Like if there's like a cool series like that, I'll actually get the comics.
Batman Metal I also read on Comixology, but I feel you when it's something so fucking great, damn great. Yes, I definitely want a physical copy of it.
Like V for Vendetta, I used to have all of the individual comics. and then the graphic novel, because like I wanted to make sure to collect all the each comic so that you have all the cover art and all that stuff. And they're gone now, but
Damn.
I had them at one point.
The sad day. Sad day for V for Vendetta, but a great day for us because we're still here, we're still alive, we're still breathing, and we're still chilling.
And
Unfortunately,
I still have my Superman.
what's Superman?
Wait, Death of Superman.
That
and I have Batman Hush 1 and 2.
Batman Hush was I would say my first. Yeah. I'll say it's my first graphic novel that I got, and it was that one, and that's still like my favorite Batman one. It's so great, so amazing. I got my hands on the Death of Superman by chance.
Really?
When I worked at U-Haul, and they cleared someone's storage, and you know, if you don't pay your storage after a while, that shit goes up for auction. You know,
they have it.
Yeah, they get whatever they want, and whatever they don't want, they just leave. Then we can fucking go through it, whatever, and then throw away stuff. So this coworker came up to me and was like, "Hey, man, it's this box of comics. I know you like comics. You want them?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." I open it up. Death of Superman. All the fucking... all the comics, all the side comics and shit like that. I was like,
did it have the foil cover?
Nah, this guy didn't take care of his shit. If he did, whoo, that would have been great.
That's the only thing I still don't have is the foil bag that it came in.
Yeah.
I wish I still had that.
No, I don't think one of them was that. I don't think so. I wish he kept like fucking good care of him, like in the bag and sleeve and shit like that, but he didn't. They were just all
you have to have bag boards and everything.
Always, man. I'm all about bagging boards.
Bagging boards and Carol.
Bagging boards, baby. That's it. Hey, let's open a chain of comic book stores and just call it Bagging Boards.
I'm down.
Bagging Board Comics.
You have to have a good side job so that we can support that job because people don't read anymore.
I don't. You gotta do things to make people come in there. Like the comic book store by me that I go to, they have gaming, you know, like board gaming or D&D and stuff like that. So they'll have people go over there for that. And yeah, you just gotta make it interesting.
That's how I used to play Magic the Gathering, was at the comic book store.
Yep. So stuff like that. That's how they'll people keep coming and whatnot.
That bitch Carol bagging boards.
Bagging boards. All right, guys, we are reaching.
The only thing I have bagging boards for is my graphic novels, but most of them are hardcovers.
You can't put them in bagging boards. Oh. Well, what do you mean? Like the big ones, you can't do that, right?
No, their bags are too small.
Yeah. But for like the singles, right? They call them singles issues or trades, or no, trades are the big graphics, right?
Yeah, they're too big.
Yeah.
This is only 1/3 of the max set. They're way too big.
Those girls in Max always look thick as fuck.
They do.
So thick.
Big ass Jill titties.
Look at them. Look at Max all over that shit.
He's the man.
Oh, man. But we're going to have to call it a night. It has been great. Hammer, Venus, and I must get our beauty sleep, for we are still essential workers.
Yes.
Unfortunately. So, I love to thank everybody that came through tonight. Danny, Just Plain Drove, Phantom, and who else? Let me see. I think that's it. I was about to say Machine Room Podcast, but that's us.
That's me.
Shout out to Joe Exotic. Shout out to Carol Baskin. Uh, and shout out to what's her name? Big shout out to Alana Ubach.
Ubak.
Ubach, girl, you made me fall in love with you as a little kid. Helping freaking Beekman. And now I don't even know what you look like.
She looks like a lady.
She does, but if I saw her in the street, I'd be like, I don't know who you are. But anyways, guys, thank you for being here. We really appreciated you, and we'll catch you next week. Deuces. Carol Baskin killed her husband, whacked him. Can't convince me that it didn't happen. Bitch ass Carol Baskin. Oh shit, there I am.